Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back for The Whale Called Moon. This reading is going to be a pine needles and peppermint tea reading. I'm going to be looking for divine feminine and divine masculine energies today. So we're looking at divine feminine being the pine needles and divine masculine being the peppermint. However, I'm also just looking for general messages to see what comes through. So before I begin, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has donated and supported my channels. I have both the Oracle Daphne channel and the Whale Called Moon. So I have asked people, if you do watch the Whale Called Moon, please specify if you donate that you're a fan of the work on the Whale Called Moon, because it really would cheer me up and make me feel like the work that I'm doing is worthwhile and people are enjoying the content. You know, I don't have that many subscribers, so if you're new, please subscribe and like the content. It helps me out so much. But I'm just so grateful to just all my fans and followers, and all the links to donate or buy me a coffee or book a reading are going to be in the description box. So I'm going to look at this cup first and see what I get from the pine needles tea. And it's first divine feminine. I feel like there's something that the divine feminine is like really focused on working on. Some of you may be very focused on career. I'm seeing sort of like what appears to be like the equivalent of like a beaver dam. So like someone, you know, like who's working a lot towards something, building a nest, building a house, constructing something, working on their life. For some of you, this is like, you know, having a lot of things pile up as well. The beaver animal totem is kind of, you know, it is all about work, but it's also about thriving energy. Like, I think they released a whole bunch of beavers into the wild, and that helped replenish the ecosystem and the water and the plants and everything in that area. So it was like a very dry area, and they introduced all these beavers, and the beavers like replenished the ecosystem. So some of you may be really working, some of you feminists may be working to really, I don't know, work on your energy levels or replenish your finances, or like replenish something in your life that maybe once was dry. I do feel like for some of you, my guides are saying the energy that you need is going to come from liquid. It's going to come from the water. So the water that you're drinking. And it's interesting. This is a tea reading, and you know there's water here and liquid here, but like, you know, and the pine needles, pine actually protects the water. It's a very protective energy. So for divine feminines, I would definitely say that maybe your focus could be on what you're drinking, how much you're drinking, making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure you're getting enough liquids into your system. But it's not just about water. It's about anything liquid, anything medicinal that's liquid. So instead of like vitamin D capsules, you would take the drops, okay? Instead of taking, let's just say an herbal supplement, any herbal supplement that you find like you want to try. For example, you would take the drops instead, a glycerite or a tincture instead. So it's like, again, it's the liquid. For example, like also I'm seeing like instead of eating an apple, you would want to juice an apple and drink the juice, like cold pressed juice of that apple. I feel like you're going to get more from it. And I don't know why my guides are showing me this, but like for divine feminines, I feel like this is the energy that's coming through, and that's what's presenting itself. I also feel I feel like there's a need to rest. There's this element with the beaver energy, which is also about needing to rest, needing to balance work and home life. For some of you feminines, this is like what, the challenge is right now. For some of you feminines, I also feel like the focus may be on sensuality and sexuality and partnerships and for some of you getting back on the horse, and for some of you maybe revitalizing your sex life or your dating life. I'm seeing also matches, so there might be some sparks between you and a specific masculine as well if you date masculines. If you're interested in feminines, I feel like, or you're watching for a feminine, I feel like there's definitely some flames, some fireworks between the two of you. I also feel this feminine to me has, like, I want to say just a lot going on. It feels like there's almost like too much, a lot of things in the air, a lot of like things she's trying to move forward and put in place. I'm also seeing stepping stones. She may be going through a transitional period, or you may be going through a transitional period of time. I'm seeing stepping stones. It's almost like I'm seeing like the Queen of Cups card, where she's on, she's stepping forward and she's taking these steps towards her future. For some of you, you might not see the progress that you're making, but there's going to be progress made. Okay. For some of you, maybe learning a language. Those of you who speak, are Asian, I feel like you might be doing some traveling. I'm also seeing those of you who are Asian, you may be learning. So, like, for example, like your native language is Mandarin, okay? Let's just say your native language is Mandarin. Maybe you're trying to learn Japanese. For some of you, maybe your native language is Japanese and you're trying to learn Mandarin. Okay, like for some of you, it's also like reading and writing some Asian, and this could also be symbology as well, like studying symbols. But I also see numerology, but I also see those of you who are learning specifically an Asian language, writing, reading, speaking. I feel like you're going to be studying that. Some of you may just be picking up a second language. Okay, I was seeing the Asian languages, but you might be picking up a second language. So let's just say, for example, English is not your first language. First language is Japanese. You may be studying English, or you may be studying some other language. You could be studying anything like Arabic. And I also see symbology. So again, symbols are coming through as well, are important here as well. For some of you, I'm seeing those of you who are in school or you are studying something, I feel like you're spending long hours at it. Like there's a lot of work that you're putting, a lot of focus and work that you're putting into it. That's what I'm seeing here. I do want to see how this feminine relates to this masculine here. So we're going to look at the masculine energies that come through. That's fascinating. Okay, so like this is a faster moving masculine. This masculine is a mover and a shaker, is going to make some moves towards the feminine. I feel very strongly. This could be a masculine that's coming in quickly. You might not see them coming in, but I feel like they're going to come in faster than you're expecting. I also feel like this masculine is trying to like move faster or move more quickly or be more efficient in what they're doing. So like, let's just say, they have half a day off, or like, let's just say they have a whole day off. They're going to be very efficient about how they spend their time. I feel like some of them this is not a masculine who's going to spend the whole day playing video games or in bed, or like, no, like this is a masculine who's going to be very like, I want to say productive and get a lot of things done, and they like be very strategic about like how they spend their time, energy, money, resources. I also, and this is funny, I also feel that this masculine has a sense of humor, like, or like this is a masculine who is going to make you laugh. I feel like there's a sense of humor, or there's something about this masculine that's just kind of funny, and I don't know entirely what that is. You know, sometimes people are just funny the way they are. But I'm seeing humor. Some of you may like go watch a comedy together, or like share funny jokes together, or like share humor together, or watch funny movies together. I just feel like there's some element of humor that's coming through here. This may be a masculine who has some dimples, okay? Or like some, like on their face, like I want to say like when they smile, like creases on their face somehow, or like marks on their face somehow. So either deep dimples, or like they might have a deep dimple in their chin, or there's some element of like a dimple on their face. And to me, it's like, or when they smile and when they laugh, it's like they have like, you know, their face kind of makes a lot of creases or lines, or like it changes their personality when they smile or they laugh. I feel like this masculine is going to do something to try to impress you. That's something that's coming through really strongly. It's making me smile a lot. I don't know what that is, okay? But it's like, and they're really in their head about it. Should they do it? Should they not do it? Like, I feel like there's a strong energy of like, I don't know, like wanting to impress the feminine here. Like just wanting to like do something that's going to impress you or her. I feel like I feel like they want to be acknowledged, or they want to be noticed for the things that they're doing. And I think they take a lot of pride in the things that they do in their life. And, you know, I don't want to say this is pride and ego. Maybe a little, but I feel like it's more of like a healthy pride, where it's like they're happy to help, or they're happy to, let's just say, you know, give their time or do something nice for somebody else. I feel like there's a charitable element, but an element of like giving from this masculine, which makes them really kind-hearted. You know, like I'm seeing somebody who would spend some time or take time to help somebody else. They would take time or spend time on doing something nice for somebody else. This is somebody who might be a caregiver as well. Somebody who's like works with taking care of like maybe an elderly person. I'm seeing more of like caregiving, but it doesn't have to be. Like it can be some kind of energy of doing something for somebody else with the intention to be kind or to be helpful. That's partly what I'm seeing. Okay, what else in direction or directed to this feminine do we need to know about this masculine in relationship to? I feel like this masculine is kind of moving in two directions. They may have some strong Pisces in their chart, or they just may have some duality in their chart. This could be a Libra. This could be somebody who has just strong duality where they don't know whether they're coming or going. Okay, that's the thing. I feel like they like may want to approach this feminine. If you're the feminine watching, they may want to approach you somehow, but then there's this element of like, no, I can't, or like, no, maybe it's not the right time, or no, they're moving in two different directions. So you might have mixed messages. This feminine might have mixed messages about this masculine, where this masculine might pop up and breadcrumb, or pop up and be like, hey, I want to hook up, or pop up and be like, yeah, I'm really into you, and be all about you, and then like the next day you don't see them or you don't hear from them for several weeks. This could be a third party situation, or this could be something where they don't have the time or attention to give to the feminine for whatever reason. There could be also some elements of where the masculine is conflicted about maybe their feelings, or conflicted about the kind of direction or where they want to take this relationship. I feel like this masculine isn't necessarily moving in a straight line towards this feminine. Does not mean necessarily that it won't happen, but it's just not going to be in a straight line. So it's going to come out of the blue. It's going to come as like a curveball. It's going to come spontaneously. It's going to be, sort of just unexpected. I don't necessarily know if this masculine is the type of man that's going to be able to deliver a straight line type of relationship to this feminine. But I will say that I feel that, okay, when this masculine makes up their mind about what they want to do, I feel like it will be a straight line. I am seeing a straight line, but it has to be where this masculine is like, yes, I want this feminine. Yes, I want to do something about this feminine. Or yes, I want to take this relationship to the next level. Or yes, I'm ready for commitment. Or yes, I'm wanting kids and a house and a family. Or yes, I'm wanting, XYZ with whatever this feminine represents to them. Like, I feel like there's some elements of like, not necessarily confusion and not necessarily mystery, but just like a lack of development regarding this relationship. So some of you may be in the early stages of a relationship. Some of you may have known this person for a long time, but like it hasn't progressed. It's sort of like that question of like how to get a relationship to move forward. And like the thing is you can't force something like that. So it's kind of like one of those things where I feel like, okay, the feminines need to decide if they're going to wait for this masculine to make up their mind, number one. Number two, the feminine does not have to wait for the masculine. The feminine can go and do and live her life and do whatever. This masculine may or may not decide that this feminine is going to be what the feminine thinks it's going to be. And they may or may not decide on really anything. This could be in a perpetual circle for a very long period of time, unless something triggers this masculine into thinking, I'm going to lose this feminine, or I need to move something forward, or like there has to be some kind of trigger there, or else the masculine won't. I don't necessarily think that they'll make the step necessary towards having a future. Now, that's not going to be for everyone. Let me see. I'm going to ask my guides real quick. Is this masculine going to take a proactive step to moving it forward? I feel like it's really, it comes and goes. It's like this masculine might have moments where they're like really deciding, okay, yes, I want to take this thing forward. Yes, I'm going to like invest in this feminine. Yes, we're gonna go get married in Vegas, or we're gonna go do whatever. And for whatever reason, it's almost like a fleeting thought. It's almost like a fleeting emotion. Like it comes up and then it just doesn't stick. It doesn't solidify. And then they get busy with something else. And it's not like they don't care. It's just that they don't have, like, it doesn't stick with them. It doesn't stick as like something that they have to do immediately, or something that they have to do right in this moment. And because it doesn't stick, it's kind of like one of those things where then time passes by and the feminine's going, okay, like what's going on with this masculine, which is why you're watching this reading. So I think that the best thing to do is to really decide, okay, like what is it that you want? Okay, so as far as like both masculine and feminines, the feminines need to decide, okay, what do I want in a relationship? And am I willing to wait for this masculine to decide what they want? Maybe wait and see for a little while and see if it progresses. I would say if it does not progress, if it's not moving forward, then it's done. Because the feminine energies can wait for a very long time. But unless a masculine is stepping forward and stepping up to the plate and really taking some action steps and drive, Like you just can't wait for a masculine. You could be waiting all your life for a masculine to figure out how to move something forward, or how to like take a relationship to the next level, or like how to make a plan and follow through. A masculine learns these things over time, over a long period of time. It's not like they inherently be like, oh yes, I got to go do da 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 da. In their life, they do that, but with relationships, they don't. Relationship wise, they are programmed to leave. They are programmed to run. They're programmed to like not necessarily be focused on having a solid relationship. They're programmed to think about themselves. They're also programmed to repopulate, and they're programmed to really think about career and like money and like solidify things in their life and build things. So it's a different way of thinking. And I don't want anybody to get hurt by this masculine, but I definitely wouldn't advise like waiting around for this masculine to figure it out. I feel like if the masculine does not figure it out, on their own, within a certain period of time, then that it's like snip done. Like their time is done. And some of you feminists may have given this masculine a lot of time to figure out what he wants, and or to figure out how to take the relationship to the next level. I think masculines really struggle with fears of rejection, and they struggle really hard with like, how do I make this work kind of stuff, practical stuff. And sometimes they just don't take the leap because it's impractical, or it's going to cause a disruption, or it's going to be inconvenient. And I don't want to say it's pure laziness, but it is kind of like this energy of where is my time best invested? And I think a feminine that is going to wait for a masculine like that is going to be, I don't want to say disappointed, but like, could be waiting for a while. So I don't know. I would see how it goes, but I would also, for some of you, make the decision to not continue with a masculine who's not moving things forward. That would be, that's the message here. I think I'm going to leave off there. Thank you guys so much. I have to let you guys go. I wish you guys all the best. I send everyone big hugs and big kisses. And, please subscribe. Please like this video. It helps so much. And I wish you guys all the best. Take care. Bye, guys.